Hi everyone, and welcome to today's tutorial where I will be showing you this everyday vintage sort of get ready with me pin-up-y look. So this look would take me around 30 minutes on a regular day, pushing 40 if my hair sort of wasn't behaving, so it's a really good like everyday sort of basic look. And the hair has turned out really sweet. I'm really happy with it. This is also my first time doing a proper vintage style as a blonde. This is just a transition while I go back to green, but I thought it would be fun to sort of get ready on camera and to show off what it looks like and have a go. So keep on watching to find out how to do this look. I'm going to start with the face for today's tutorial. So I'm just going to take some of my concealer and dot it around where I need it. So the end result for this makeup will be quite vintage inspired, but I'm going to be using a lot of my sort of more modern techniques, so this isn't a completely traditional style tutorial. So I put concealer in a few dots around my face, and that's because I have quite a few blemishes I want to cover, and I also want to help bump up the coverage of the foundation I'm using. Now going in with powder, I'm just going to take this quite small brush so I can focus under the eyes. I find a big powder brush it's too hard to get right into the corners where I sort of crease up. And a smaller one is really good for around the nose as well, any smile lines or anything like that. I take my larger brush just for a dusting across the whole face. I've just brought you in a little closer so that I can do the eyes. I was originally planning on doing sort of like a light blue eyeshadow, like very like colourful 50s, but last night I was cleaning up my makeup table and I found this eyeshadow, which is like a really nice kind of like pinky champagne-y metallic, and I thought it would look really nice for a vintage sort of look. So first off we're going to go in with that just all over the lid. That's that metallic-y kind of shade on. Now I'm just going to go in with a light brown on a fluffy brush. Start defining the crease. Taking that lighter brown again and just focusing it on the outer edge of the eye and into the bottom of the crease. I'm going into a slightly deeper shade of brown and just doing the same sort of thing. I'm just going to take what's left on the brush and just run it gently over the outer edge of my eye on the bottom. So now it's time for eyeliner, and I'm just using my usual sort of gel liner, but I'll be doing sort of a smaller, more subdued, like a more traditional wing than I tend to do. I actually don't want to take it all the way into the inner corner as well, so I'm stopping just here. Now I'm moving on to eyebrows. It's been very hard trying to figure out how to do a blonde eyebrow. I think I've pretty much nailed the colours that I'm using, but I don't have sort of a really good brush for it, so it might be a little bit dodgy, so I'm just warning you now. I'm starting with a light kind of caramelly shade. That's pretty much the colour of my hair. I want to go for that sort of quite severe 50s arch today. Now that that's sort of the guideline of my brow done, I'm going to go in with a slightly deeper sort of medium brown just towards the outer edges. Just take that lighter shade, help blend it all together. I think that's pretty good. I think it looks fairly natural. So I'm going to do my double step mascara because I find that really works for me, and it means I don't have to wear falsies. So this is a fairly simple and natural sort of 1950s look. I just really wanted to see what it would look like with my blonde hair, and honestly this is probably the last day I'll have blonde hair. I just bleached my hair so that I could get like a fresh start of the green. Like I had some bits which were darker from like the last time I did my roots, and then obviously I had regrowth again. So I did the whole thing blonde, giving it a refresh. I just sort of left it for a few days since it was interesting to see myself as a blonde, since I never have before really. And honestly just a touch on the lower lashes towards the outer edge only. So I've zoomed you back out a little bit just to finish on the face. So I'm just going to be taking some blush. It's sort of a light pinkyish shade with a little bit of like gold in it. I find it's my favourite shade for sort of a really traditional look. I'm just going to take a pen liner and do my beauty mark. Now I'm going in with a red lipstick. For my birthday, my best friend recently bought me this new Pat McGrath shade. I had a mini of it, which she also bought me. It was my absolute favourite shade, so she bought me a full size one, and I just think it's like the perfect red. I mentioned this is the shade Elson, but I will have a full list of products down in the description. There we go, so that is the face complete. So now it's time to move on to hair. I'm going to start by taking everything out. I've done pin curls on sort of the bottom section of my hair. Let me just show you. And then I've done foam rollers all the rest of the way. I just used as many foam rollers as I had, and then switched to bobby pin little pin curls when I needed to. Just before I bleached my hair, I gave myself a rather significant haircut, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes. I think it'll be quite nice because it's quite short now, like it's just a sort of bob. Quite a nice wave forming in here, so I might just try to pin that. Make this area sort of too smooth, but I also don't want it popping up too much. So that's quite a nice wave pattern. I'm just gonna hairspray that into place. The back, I think I'm probably just gonna leave fluff curly, so I'll brush it to smooth down the crown, and then I think this is sort of what I want to go for. A bits in the fringe, so I just want to see what they're sort of doing. This section's looking quite nice. Just need to figure out what I want to do with these sort of almost bang pieces. Just do a sort of standing swirl thing that goes into this. So making sure to only take this fringe bit, I'll do just a small amount of back combing. Keeps being almost nice. Just gonna brush through that again too. I think that's nice. It's sort of formed two little curls. Unfortunately, I obviously only have black bobby pins, so I'm just gonna have to try my best to hide them. it's definitely not hidden, so that's fairly invisible. That one up there will probably sit with enough hairspray. And yeah, I love the rest of this. Not too precise, not too molded, but it's got some like really beautiful little bits. I'm really happy with this. You know, it bodes well for me when I've finished colouring my hair, that I'll be able to do nice sets with this cut again. Just gonna brush the back. I had intended to cut this in a sort of horseshoe shape again, but unfortunately I was a little bit too aggressive in going in with the scissors. Oh, I've got these clips in. Yeah, that's a really nice little wave in there. Okay, so I've popped on my matching earrings to my necklace and we are finished. I think I might, just looking at it in the monitor, I think I might just take one pin, push it into the middle of these curls and just try to hide it. Yeah, that's a bit of balance. It was just too sort of triangle-y. So this is the finished look. So just while I have a few days of blonde hair, I just wanted to try out sort of a vintage look and see how it looked on me. I actually like it a lot more than I thought I would. It does kind of tempt me into getting a blonde wig. I've always been a little bit tempted, but I didn't want to spend, you know, like a decent amount of money for a proper wig and then realise it didn't work for me and then be stuck with it. But I think after like having a go, and I think the eyebrows are okay too, that was a major concern for me. I think they look quite nice. This is a great sort of just everyday like vintage pin-up-y look. I would say altogether this would take me probably half an hour, 40 minutes at the very maximum if my hair was being fussy. So it's something that's really achievable on a day-to-day basis, especially, you know, if you do a wet set the night before, then it comes out all dry the next morning. And yeah, I'm super happy with it. So let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Does blonde suit me? I will be going back to green and then we'll see how it goes. I'm honestly thinking of just retiring back to black because, you know, it was so easy, it was so classic. If you enjoyed this video or perhaps learned something new or interesting or even just thought it was funny to see me with blonde hair, then please consider subscribing. It would mean a lot to me and I will see you in the next one. Bye.